Why are sellers getting desperate here in the Nashville real estate market? Today we're talking about one of the biggest shifts we've seen in years across Davidson and Williamson counties. That's Nashville proper and then a county just south of Nashville. Price cuts are rising. Concessions are becoming normal again, and homes are sitting longer than most sellers expected. Whether you're buying or selling in Franklin, Brentwood, Nolensville, Nashville, or anywhere across Middle Tennessee, these changes could save you or cost you money depending on how you navigate them. So let's break down what's actually happening in our market right now and what it means for you. Nearly every week, someone reaches out and asks, Erika, what's going on with pricing right now? Why am I seeing so many reductions? And the truth is, the pattern is pretty consistent across the region. And that's good news. Sellers are not dropping prices all at once. They're doing it slowly in a staircase pattern. That ends up hurting them more than helping them. A tiny 1% reduction here, another 1% reduction a few weeks later, and then a bigger drop once they finally accept that buyers aren't responding. You're seeing this especially in Williamson County, around Nolensville, Thompson Station, and Spring Hill, where new construction is creating stiff competition for resale homes. And in Davidson County, the same dynamic is happening in places like Bellevue, Hermitage, and Antioch, where buyers are choosing between updated new builds and resale homes that might just need a little bit more work. By the time a seller hits their third price cut, buyers start wondering what's wrong with this house, even when there is absolutely nothing wrong. And a lot of times, there's nothing wrong. It's just simply the psychology of days on market. And this is why smart pricing in Franklin and Brentwood is more crucial than ever. Buyers in these communities are incredibly informed. They're tracking price histories, they're comparing neighborhoods, and they're absolutely analyzing the value. If your home doesn't stack up, buyers notice it immediately. Now let's talk about concessions, because this is where the market has truly flipped. A couple of years ago, people were waiving inspections and offering $50,000, $100,000 over list price and begging sellers to accept their offer. That world is gone. Today, sellers across both counties are offering rate buydowns, closing cost concessions, repair allowances, appliance packages, HVAC updates, even full upgrade credits. Some are putting on new roofs because buyers now expect to negotiate. And I see this every week. Buyers are getting under contract tens of thousands of dollars under list price, and then also receiving another $10,000 to $20,000 in concessions on top of that. Basically, what it has turned into is buyers just have the leverage, and sellers would much rather sweeten the deal and just make it happen than risk going back to market, because once a home comes back to market after a failed contract, buyers immediately assume something is wrong, and it doesn't really matter what you say. There is something wrong with this house. That is the perception. So you have a lot of sellers who are playing the game right now and just doing what it takes to get it done. This shift is happening because homes are sitting longer. During the height of the pandemic, homes in Franklin and Brentwood were selling the same day they hit the MLS. In some cases, they were staying on maybe a day or two longer, but never past the weekend. Today, days on market has doubled in certain areas, and we are seeing about a month rate of absorption now, which is such a long stretch from what we saw. It's a far cry from the way things were 2-3 years ago. In Nashville, listings that would have been gobbled up in 24 hours are sitting 3, 4, even 6 weeks, and that's normal. And that's not a sign of a bad home. It's a sign of a different market. Several things are contributing to that. First, you've got affordability. And I would say this is first and foremost. Interest rates around 6 to 6.5% make buyers slower and more selective. Second of all, the comparison factor. Buyers are walking new construction models with huge incentives and then comparing those to resale homes with no builder incentives and higher rates. Third, you have the simple fact that buyers are just not rushed anymore. They're just not rushed. There's no reason to rush. They have choices again. They can breathe, they can think, and make a really informed decision. This is really good news for buyers in that inspections are back. You don't have to waive your right to understand the condition of a home anymore. You can know exactly what you're purchasing without competing with 20 other offers. That's the way buying should be. But for sellers, this extended time on market is frustrating. Every week your home sits, you're carrying the mortgage, the HOA payment, your future is uncertain, you have utilities, insurance, while watching buyers walk in, walk out, submit an offer on the home down the street. Sometimes they submit the offer on your home, you accept it, and they back out for what seems like no reason at all. And that is happening a lot. Financial pressure is exactly why this next piece matters so much, and it's the role of the builders. Builders across Williamson County, especially Nolensville, Arrington, Thompson Station, and parts of Brentwood, are offering interest rates in the 3.9 to 4.99% range. Permanent rate buydowns, basically. This is something that resale sellers could do as well. And for my clients, I'm actually asking that and getting that as concessions for my buyers. But a lot of agents don't think of it, and a lot of sellers don't know how to do it. So on a home around $900,000, that rate difference alone can save a buyer $600 to $900 a month on mortgage payments. Then when you talk about builders, they're throwing in $15,000 to $25,000 in closing costs, upgrades like hardwoods on the home, floors, smart home packages, professional appliances, things that would cost the resale seller real money. But vendors for a builder, that's where the huge difference is made up, is that they get a lot of these at cost because they do so much volume. When a buyer walks through a beautiful, freshly staged new construction model with a low rate locked in and then goes to see a resale home with an older finish and 6.5% interest rate, the choice does become pretty obvious unless the resale home is priced aggressively or offers something emotional that new construction just can't. And this is why sellers can't price solely on what a neighbor got 6 or 12 months ago. The real competition is not just the home next door. It's the builder 2 streets over, or 2 neighborhoods over, or a community over. So there's a lot more at play than what we have been used to, just because buyers have so many more options. Now let's talk about warning signs. We're seeing deals falling apart at higher rates during inspections and appraisals right now because buyers know they can walk away and find something else. They don't have to compromise. We're seeing more expired listings. These are homes that are pulling off the market because they never got an offer, or they got an offer but never went under contract, or for whatever reason didn't sell. You have some homes returning back to the market because they're just trying to get to the top of algorithms and search rankings to be able to get more eyes on their listing again after being stale. You have more price cuts after 30 to 60 days of inactivity. Inventory is rising toward that 6-month threshold that officially defines a buyer's market. And the closer we get to that mark, the more leverage buyers gain. So what does this mean for you? If you're buying, here's the strategy that's saving buyers $15,000 or more right now. Compare everything. Compare resale to new construction. Compare interest rates. Compare lot sizes. Compare character, neighborhoods, schools. Don't assume new construction is automatically the better option. And have your agent pick up the phone and call the other agents. If you see a resale that you like, call that resale and ask them if they're willing to offer some of the same incentives that you're seeing on a competing home. Because you never know, they just might. And this is something I do for all my clients, but nobody else thinks to do. It blows my mind. In Franklin, Brentwood, and older parts of Nolensville, many resale homes offer larger lots, mature trees, and locations builders just cannot replicate. So ask for everything. Ask for a rate buy down. Ask for closing costs. Ask for repairs. Ask for credits. Builders are advertising incentives, but there are often better incentives available once we start negotiating. And I would say the big thing in this market for both buyers and sellers is be patient. If the math doesn't work, don't force it. Homes are sitting 60, 70, even 90 days in some pockets. You have time. And finally, pay attention to homes that have been on the market for a while. Once a listing crosses that 45 to 60 day mark, sellers feel the pressure. That's where the real opportunity is. Now, for sellers, here's what you need to know. If you're still pricing your home like it's 2022, you're going to lose both time and money. I have seen so many sellers fall into this trap. And you know, the number one thing they tell me is, but Erika, we need to price higher because a buyer's going to try to negotiate us down. So to get to this mark that we feel is fair, we have to price higher. I completely understand why you would say this. I completely understand your logic there, but I will tell you it is not speaking to buyers. And if you have no buyers touring your home, if you have no buyers putting in offers in your home, then it doesn't matter what your reasoning or your thought process was behind it because your home is not going to sell. You must price your home against today's competition, especially the builders, not against yesterday's comps. Buyers are walking into new construction with 4% rates and tens of thousands of dollars in upgrades. If your neighbor sold for $656,000 months ago, that number may not apply anymore. Front load your emotional upgrades. Fresh paint, new lighting, updated hardware, landscaping, pressure washing. These things cost far less than a price cut and make a massive difference in how a buyer feels when they walk in. Get a pre-listing inspection so you know exactly what a buyer will find and fix what you can up front. This also helps in negotiations. It builds trust and it shortens the time to close. And if you do need to reduce the price, do it boldly. Don't chip away with a few small cuts just for attention. Buyers read those small cuts as desperation. Make the change big enough that it resets buyer interest immediately. Most importantly, be flexible with concessions. Paying a few $1,000s in credits is far cheaper than 60 more days on the market and another potential price cut. At the end of the day, we are in a transitional market. Buyers are waiting for the return of 2% interest rates, which aren't going to happen. Sellers are waiting for bidding wars of 2021, which are likely not going to happen again. We do have two segments of the market whose mindset is so completely far apart right now. Neither one of those things, though, is coming back anytime soon. The sellers who adapt quickly and the buyers who negotiate smartly are the ones benefiting the most right now. Price cuts are rising, contracts are falling through, days on market are doubling, and concessions have become standard again. For buyers, this is the best negotiating environment we've seen in years. I cannot stress this enough. For sellers, the right strategy still gets your home sold quickly and for a strong price. If you're serious about buying or selling in Nashville, Brentwood, Franklin, Nolensville, or anywhere across Middle Tennessee, my team and I track these shifts every single day. We know exactly which neighborhoods are cooling, which ones still have momentum, and where the best opportunities are. Feel free to reach out anytime. I'm always happy to help you make a smart move in this market. And when you're ready, check out the next video where I walk through the best neighborhoods at every price point and where I'd move today if I were relocating to Middle Tennessee.